Live, you're watching NBC4 News at 5.
We are continuing our week-long series on earthquake preparedness and what you need to do to be ready if and when the big one hits. NBC4's Stephanie Elam live in Burbank right now. She's going to tell us what we should do if you're inside your own home when the shaking begins. Stephanie.
Yes, Colleen, you know, for many people, maybe you just moved here. Maybe it's been a while since you've gone over what you should do. Maybe you still think a doorway is where you're supposed to go in your home, and that's not what you want to do. So how about a quick refresher course on what you should do when an earthquake hits? When an earthquake hits, you only have a few seconds to react, and how you react can save your life. I spent some time in QuakeHold Industrial Shake Trailer to drive the point home.
The point is to kind of plant a seed in people's minds what can happen during an earthquake, what it might look like in your living room. Kate Long is with the California Emergency Management Agency.
You really need to make yourself small and protect your head and neck. Get under something if you can. Get next to something sturdy if you can't get under something. You're really trying to protect yourself from the stuff inside your house. As you can see, that was really strong shaking, and that shaking could last a long time in a real earthquake, and we wouldn't be able to move or run.
There isn't time to run, A, and B, at the same time, even if you could run, the ground is moving, so your traction is off.
And there's all kinds of debris that's fallen off of your shelves, and people slip on that, and that's another reason people injure themselves. It's very unlikely that your house will collapse.
But what if there is something heavy overhead?
If I'm right next to something that I think is dangerous, like let's say I have grandma's china on the top shelf, I'm going to try to move, but I'm going to try to move from my low position. I might not be able to move.
Okay.
I might be able to, but I got to do it low, because if I try to stand up and move, that's where the danger comes.
That's right. And even if it's just the leg of your sofa or something, grab onto that and protect your head.
And that's because things are going to keep moving. If you go under a table and don't hold on, the table might move out away from you.
Long says Californians may have a false sense of security since the small earthquakes we usually experience don't shake that much.
It's been 17 and a half years since the Northridge earthquake, and so if you've been through an earthquake since then, it hasn't really been strong shaking. But usually there's some shallow rolling waves, and if it's a big earthquake, then it really hits. And you've got to be ready, and you've got to get low while you can.
And you need to work on these plans with your family all the time to remember that you have to do this.
That's right.
But drop, cover, and hold on first, and then check on your loved ones.
Then check on your loved ones after the shaking stops, because if you try to get to them, something might happen to you, and you won't be able to take care of them.
All right. Of course, some people worry about looking like they're overreacting, but you know what? You need to make it second nature to just drop and hold on to something, because those waves could come in and they could get stronger, and that's where people find the danger. So you want to make sure you practice this with your family. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to talk about other places that you spend time where an earthquake may hit, maybe outside or in your car or at work. We'll be talking about that in the next newscast. Chuck and Colleen, back to you.
Great information there, and you can watch all of Stephanie's reports as well as get more information on preparing for an earthquake on our website, NBCLA.com. You know, Colleen, I'm thinking that we work in probably the worst place of all for a major earthquake because of all the lights.
Lights,
above
TVs,
us.
everything else.
And you can't get under this desk. It would be odd trying.
There might be room for one.
Yeah.